Hey there, it's Heather Yurko, creator of Knee Beat Salon and PIP University, and I am coming at you today to talk about making more money and how it starts with you. I posted in our Facebook group last week or maybe the week before about one thing that's really challenging you when it comes to your career right now. And as I studied the responses, there was a common thread with a few different answers that I hope to address all of them. And I'm going to start with this one. People charging what they're worth, knowing what they're worth, and feeling like they have a sense of direction, they're not stuck, and it's really all up to us to eventually get to where we want to be. We can access the world's best knowledge, the world's best education. But if we do not make it a priority to hold ourselves accountable and make moves, nothing will ever work. We will never get anywhere. We will never progress. It doesn't matter if you have all of this education. It doesn't matter how many classes you go to. It doesn't matter how technically savvy you are, how much you know about business. If you are not executing it, that's the real difference between wisdom and education. If we can all, including myself, keep that in the back of our heads, or maybe even at the forefront of our minds, we will start to see success a lot quicker because we'll actually be implementing the things that we're learning. I can give you food for thought. I can give you tons of advice and tips on ways that I have face planted that have ultimately brought some success to my life, in ways that other people that are much better than me have done the same. But if you don't decide to do something about it, you'll always be where you are right now. So first you have to decide, am I going to get the right information? And then the most important thing, am I going to do something with the information? Because if you don't, you should probably turn this video off right now. So if you said, yes, I'm ready to make a move, I'm ready to do this, when we look at what you're charging behind the chair, and some of you are probably not charging enough. Before I just jump in and tell you to raise your prices, go through a price increase, there are things that you need to look at and be very familiar with before you can make a move like that to know what your retention of your existing guests will be. So if you've been behind the chair, and let's say for the last 6 months, at the minimum I would say, you are consistently hitting certain benchmarks. These benchmarks, your productivity should definitely be one of them. Your retail per client ticket, how much retail are you educating the guest on, and then are you selling to the guest? What is your service per service ticket, the amount of money that an actual guest is on average spending in your chair? What does your pre-booking look like? What does your new guest retention look like? And your existing guest retention look like? What does your tickets with both look like? Tickets with both is a ticket that has retail and service on it. I go over this a lot in our spring semester PIPU class, dollar bills, y'all, so you guys can really know these benchmarks. Now, if we look at those benchmarks and you are consistently hitting them, then it is time for a raise. Then it is time for you to be able to increase your prices. This is when people get scared. Many of you out there are operating, you are very productive, and you're scared to raise your prices. Some of you watching may not have the ability to say, yeah, I'm going to raise my prices. You have to talk to your leaders. There has to be other things that you need to be able to do. If you want to raise your prices, then you got to get busy and you got to make that stuff happen, because that is where your money is. And if you are the one that can make the decision about raising your prices and you are hitting these benchmarks, then you are the only one standing in your way. So the first thing that you need to do is to set a date. I went over this in the Leadership Mastermind series that I did with Tina Black. That was phenomenal. And when you set a date, and I'm going to give you a date, at my salon, this is just what we do at Knee Beat in Louisville, Kentucky. If we know that one of our girls has consistently squashed her continuing education and she has consistently hit all of her benchmarks for 2 quarters in a row, then we put out something that says they're going through a promotion, moving on to the next career path, and it sits out for 12 weeks, okay? So 12 weeks from today, puts us right around the week of August the 7th. Now, I'm going to put in an extra week in there so you can watch this video, you can get your mind right, you can figure out what your prices are going to be. So that would mean that on the week of August 14th, which is a Monday, that you raise your prices, that you move on to the next level. The date is set. You have plenty of time to let your guests know that the next time that they come in for their appointment, or on the week of August 14th or after, your new prices will be X, Y, and Z. You have got to hold yourself accountable to making this happen. It really is up to you. There are, of course, things that you have to take into consideration with hitting your benchmarks. When you hit your benchmarks, those tell you certain behavior that's going on behind the chair. So you can actually raise your prices and you won't see a 50% fall off. So if all of those are very sound and they look really good on a very consistent basis, then there should be nothing holding you back. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and that it gave you a little kick in the butt, because sometimes that's just what we need. If you don't have people around you encouraging you to do this, then let me be that voice, because the one thing that I don't like to see is people that have been in this industry for really long or for not even that long and feel like they're not making any money. Is this all that there is? I feel like I'm working really hard. I'm working all the time and I'm just making minimum money. It doesn't have to be that way. Oh my gosh, it can be so great. But the only way that it can be great is if we have courage to actually make moves for ourselves, because we put so much time and love into what we're doing. We're the ones that can hold ourselves back because we don't necessarily feel worthy enough, or maybe we don't think that what we do is that important to be able to charge some of the prices that we'll be charging. I'm here to tell you, it is that important. What we do is that serious, and we have the opportunity to truly change lives through the vehicle of great hair and a great guest experience. Take the challenge, set your date for August the 14th. This gives you plenty of time to actually make a move and raise your prices. I hope you guys love this. Give me any feedback or questions that you would have in our hairstylist group. I would love to hear from you guys.